So, hello and welcome. Today we're be talking about Vids, which is Google's AI-infused online video creator. My name is Chris Cook. I'm a technical account manager here at Suitebriar, and my role is to help you maximize the value you get from Google products and services. So when it comes to Google Vids, we're going to explore three kind of main areas. I'm going to talk about why it's needed, what it can do, and how to use it to create high quality content. So let's first talk about why we need a tool like Google Vids. Right? It's because video content is powerful, but it's time consuming to create video content. So we live in a noisy world, and our attention spans are shrinking. We only have 47-second attention span, which tells me that probably half of you are already on another screen. But in any case, right, scalable, engaging communication is more important now than ever before. And video gets the point across better than almost anything. Right? So you can think about how many times you've maybe watched a YouTube video to understand how to assemble or fix or install or even cook something, right? Video works as a communication medium. So this isn't always reflected in the workplace. Teams really need to be more effective communicators, break through all the noise, and get more attention. So video represents a powerful new opportunity for communication at work. So you can land your message at scale. 80% of employees prefer video announcements from their CEO. You can build connection and engagement. It takes 30 milliseconds for our brains to process a face. And we can break through the noise by using video in emails, and that leads to 26 higher response rate than just using a text-based email. So generative AI, now that generative AI is on the scene, right, it empowers us with new ways of working. And Google Vids helps you unlock that power by doing video storytelling. And now this is all housed inside of Google Workspace, right? So it's right alongside all of your other productivity and collaboration tools like Drive and Gmail. It's just part of Workspace now, which makes it really easy to access and use. So let's talk about the what and what Vids is and what it can do. So Google Vids brings AI-powered video creation to your team. With features like Help Me Create and generative voiceovers, you can easily build engaging and polished videos. It's intuitive design, similar to slides or docs. If you've used those, it promotes seamless collaboration, just like you would share a doc or a slide. And it's all inside of Google Workspace. So Vids empowers your team to create dynamic video and that content that would resonate with both coworkers and your customers. So Google Vids unlocks AI-powered video creation that helps employees across your organization tell engaging stories. So customer service can provide better support. Project management teams can share updates in a way that's informative and inspiring. Learning and development teams can deliver employee trainings. Marketing teams can scale their communications with engaging content for internal newsletters. And leaders can build connection by sharing company-wide announcements in a more personalized way. Okay, so the bulk of the presentation here is around the how Vids works to create these high-quality videos. So there's different ways you can access the Vids application, right? You can access it through Google Drive, right? You just go to Google Drive and do a new and select Google Vids. You can go directly to the URL, vids.google.com, or you can just type vids.new into your into Chrome, and it will just open a new video for you. So Google Vids streamlines video creation. Right? You just type a prompt and, you know, kind of let the help me create feature generate a draft with an outline, scene suggestions, and even a scripted narrative. You can further refine it by adding relevant documents just by using the @ symbol. Google Vids makes visual storytelling very simple. So you can start strong with an impactful message and videos to grab attention, and you can import your own media from Drive or Photos, or use the built-in stock library for visuals. So you can set the tone with music and sound effects. Adding royalty-free music and sound effects from the stock media menu is very easy. You can use music that matches the video's tone. You can, you know, suggest faster paced or upbeat music for, you know, work use cases. Adding sound effects like mouse clicks to demos or visualized experiences improve viewer engagement. So let's talk about bringing your images to life with photo animation, right? So you want to use motion, right? We're talking about videos. So using assets that have movement, like videos or images with photo animation, is key to catching your viewer's eyes and keeping the narrative, you know, moving along. So adding animation to images is really easy. You just click on an image, select the animation option, and then pick one of the available effects. You can also turn the ability to loop the animation, set its duration, right? It's a great way to add a little extra something to your visuals. So let's talk about adding a little bit of a personal touch with a voiceover. So you've got some different options here. So first, you can use the built-in recording studio. So you just open the recording menu, select audio, and you're ready to go, right? This is great for adding your own voice and really connecting with your audience. But it's not just about recording, it's about how you use the voiceover. So think of them as your primary audio element, right? They're perfect for delivering key messages that are shown on the screen, right? This encourages recall and really drives action. So use voiceovers to boost your messaging and make sure that your points really land. So you don't always have to use your own voice. We have an AI voiceover tool that can generate custom voiceovers from your script. So if you're not comfortable recording your own voice, or if you need something really just quick and easy, this is a fantastic option. Right? You just provide a script and then let AI take care of the rest. So let's talk about taking your audio right to the next level with layered sound, right? It's not just about the voiceover, it's about creating an engaging audio experience. So first, there's backing tracks. So layering your voiceover with a low volume backing track can really keep things moving and keep your viewers interested. It adds a little extra something without overpowering your main message. So let's say you wanted to tweak your audio. You can easily split an audio file into multiple segments, and you just place the playhead where you want the split right to happen, select the track, hit split audio. It's really handy for fine tuning. And of course, you've got control over the volume. So you can change the volume of any audio file by clicking on it and selecting the sound icon. And then from there, you can adjust the level and even add transitions. So it's all about getting the audio just right. When you're starting out, templates can be your friend. There's a whole slew of pre-designed templates to help you create an engaging or cohesive video, just really quickly. You can start from scratch with a template, or even add individual templated scenes to an existing video. It's a great way to save time and get a professional look. And you want to definitely keep things on brand, right? So there's the styles section here that allows you to apply your brand colors and your fonts across the whole video, and with just a click. And if you're not sure about the exact color code, there's an eyedropper tool, so you can just snag your color from anywhere on your screen. So transitions are key to keeping your video flowing smoothly. You can add them in between different scenes to control the timing, and you can even choose different styles. So just remember that fast and seamless is usually best, but don't be afraid to use a more dramatic transition for a big change or a key moment. So animation adds that extra touch of engagement, and you can animate objects and text with entrance effects and exit effects, so you can play around with the timing and really kind of make your content pop. Captions are super important for accessibility and flexible viewing. Vids automatically supports generated captions, and you can also upload your own custom tracks. Just be sure to keep your visuals and text above the bottom fifth of the screen so they don't get covered by the captions. So collaboration built in, so you can add collaborators to your videos just like you would in docs or slides. And you can use comments to tag people and get feedback along the way, right? So it's all about really just working together, allowing you to collaborate and share and get it done as a team, right? Similar to how you'd work on a Google Doc or a sheet or a presentation as a team, same way. So when it comes to recording, here's some tips. Use faces to connect with your audience, right? Talk directly to the camera for a personal touch, and show visuals when you're teaching. And of course, right, there's a built-in recording studio that helps you capture yourself, capture your screen, or capture both you and your screen at the same time. So there are lots of options on the recording side. And exporting is super easy. You just download your video as an MP4, and then, or you can just share the link, and it's view only. And when anyone clicks the link, they just see the video. So break up your content with new scenes and stylized text to keep viewers engaged. Right? Chapterizing your video with visual indicators makes it easier to follow and improves your watch time. Highlight all of your key content with object tracks. Show important messages on the screen. Time them with your audio, and keep it simple by showing just one message at a time. Right? You can adjust the timing of object tracks to get everything just right. All right, so that was the presentation portion, and now I'm going to move into a video demo that I've prepared. I think Rob has raised a hand. Was that intentional, Rob? Oh. Did anyone else lose audio?
I've still got you fine, Chris.
Okay. So, Rob, I think you need to check your batteries on your headphones, maybe. All right. All right, all good. So let's get the let's do the demo here. So this I'm gonna pop to another. There we go. So the demo here is going to be from having an idea and taking it all the way to a complete storyboarded video. And I'm here in Drive, and we're going to use a research report that I put together using Gemini's deep research tool. I can show you this real quick. So in Gemini, I asked Gemini to do market research on Gen Z retail trends, and I used the deep research feature, and I received this after 10 or 15 minutes of it doing its research. I received back this lengthy deep research report about Gen Z trends and spending in retail. So now I took that and I exported that to Google Docs. So now I can use this as a basis for building out my video. So I come back here to Google Drive, which most of us should be familiar with. I click New, I click Google Vids. This is going to open up a new tab where you are presented with a variety of different ways to get started. So we can create a video clip using VO. We can use Gemini to plan a video story. We can narrate with an AI avatar. We can go into the recording studio and just record and share. We can upload from Drive or Photos or in just our own system and start creating that way. There's all the templates that are easy to get started with, and you can even import a slide deck and then convert that over to a video. And if you don't like any of those options, you can just jump right in to an empty studio and begin just working away. So for today's example, we're going to use Gemini to plan our story. So I'm going to select plan the video story here. And when you come in here, you can type in a prompt. There's some example prompts here that you can explore. You can kind of cycle through them, just kind of click that and see what a prompt might look like to get started. We're going to put in a prompt that says, create a market research overview on Gen Z retail trends using, and then I'm going to add, and I'm going to use that deep research report. And I'm going to click the next button, and Vids is going to suggest an outline, and it's going to come back and it's going to show me the outline of what all the different scenes of my video will be. I can edit any of these I want, make changes, add or remove scenes to get it just right. When I'm happy with my scene selection, I'll click next. And this will allow me to select a style for my video, and I can look through the styles. This one looks good for a Gen Z video. And then I can click on create the draft video. And in about 10 seconds, Vids is going to create a draft storyboard that's going to include things like suggested scenes, placeholder videos, images, text, background music, and even a script. The whole thing will be scripted, and it will have voiceovers. So now, just that quick, I have this first draft. It's 4 minutes and 38 seconds long. It's just saving here. There we go. So I got a 4.5 minute video based on that research report, and I can just click play and start listening to it.
Welcome to Gen Z Retail Trends, Decoding the Z-Axis Shift, This video dives deep into how Generation Z is fundamentally transforming the retail landscape, offering insights and a strategic road.
Right, so pretty good. Get started. I have a bunch of different scenes here. I can look through the different scenes and
Despite being digital natives, Gen Z
play them and just explore kind of how it came out of the box. Right, so now we have this great first draft video to get started with. And so now the thing we probably want to do first is to customize it to our color palette, since it's really not colored for us. So I can click the color palette here. I can come into the styles and click red. I can use, we'll use Suitebriar's hex code here. So this is our purple, right? So I get my purple. I could pick the eyedropper, say okay, and now everywhere in the video is instantly updated with my Suitebriar purple. I can also change the fonts very similarly if I want a different font represented, right? Can do it right here as well. So this first video here is a little blank, a little empty. So we might want to spice this up by adding some additional content. So I can come over to the stock in web and open this up. And what this does is it shows us all of the options that we have for stock in web here. I've got videos, images, music, stickers. Right, we're interested in videos today, so I'm going to stick with that. We probably want something maybe in the office. Let me find some good office videos. And I can look and see that this is a 14-second scene. So finding a video that's at least 14 seconds will keep it from looping over and over. So if I can see each one of these scenes here. Right, so here's one. If I can find one, I can just drag it over and drop it in. And now I've got this scene just swapped out, just that simply. And maybe I can't find a scene that I would like, or this one just didn't really work out for me. I have the ability to come over here to VO and create my own video clips. Just VO3 is available here, at least in my option here. So this allows you to generate 8-second videos with audio that you can then put into your video. So what it'll do here is say, generate a Gen Z, cool Gen Z group wearing thrifted clothing in conversation in Central Park in New York City. And I'm just going to say no audio because it will generate audio. Now VO3 automatically generates audio, VO2 didn't. So that will also be added into our video, and we don't necessarily want that. So I'm going to click create. This is going to take a little bit of time. So we're just going to move on and come back to that in a minute. But we want to talk about voiceovers. So when we played the video, you could hear that it was already a voiceover that was built in. The scripts are all here. For each scene has a script, and you can generate a voiceover for that script by clicking the generate voiceover button. We can see that this one is being read by a narrator voice. I can change that and select from a variety of different voices. So I can make this an educator, for example, and select that. Then I would do an update voiceover, and it would ask me to replace that. And I can see that it's now re-recording that with the new. All right. So that's been updated. And if I were to play that,
the traditional linear marketing funnel is obsolete.
So I get a different voice.
Gen Z operates within a fluid social media.
Despite being digital natives, Gen Z paradoxically values physical.
Those two scenes very quickly. So let's come back to this first scene here that we tried replacing it. Maybe it wasn't right. Via's done our video. It looks like it's put some audio in there anyway. I've done this a few times, and usually by saying no audio, it won't put the audio in, but this case it did. You'll have to play around with it. It's still new. This feature is new. VO3 being in here is new. VO2 didn't really have this audio issue. But again, you can just drag this over and swap it out, and it will replace that video in the same way. So, so when you want to maybe share this, you find a scene in here that, let me get out of here. You find a scene that maybe you want to replace, or you want someone else on the team to replace. You could click the comment here, and then you could just add somebody and have them, right, just do, you know, would you be able to record an intro to our market research and add it here? It'd be great to include some insights. And then you just click the comment here. User would be notified when they click on the comment, it'll bring them right here to this spot in the video where they can begin working on this scene that you've asked them to work on. So the first thing they might want to do is come in here and make some adjustments to the script. Oops. Put it in this way. Oops. Yeah, just like this. Here we go. Okay, so now I've got this script. I can click the record video. I can't do this because my camera's in use and it won't let me, but I can click the record video and then just record myself, and it will count me down. It'll put a teleprompter on the screen just below the camera if you have your camera on top. And then it will allow you to kind of record with confidence. There's various ways to record yourself, right? You can just use the camera like here. You can record both your camera and the screen, so you can demonstrate something, and then you have a picture of you like in a little square on the bottom. You can record just the screen or just audio. Or I could make an adjustment to this script as I've done, and I can regenerate the voiceover, right? It's I've got this option to update it because it sees that it's changed. So I can quickly replace that voiceover, and then it will read this whole thing.
Hi everyone. As we know, Symbol Threads has always been at the forefront of fashion trends, and today we're exploring what lies ahead. The market.
So there you go. So able to go in, make some adjustments, or I could have recorded myself or whatever. So now the team has made some edits to it. We've worked on the video for a few days maybe. And so now it's time to share it out. And we can do something like go over to Google Chat, and we can go to our team chat and pop in something like, oops, right? Here's a video, and then I can just at Gen Z retail trends, and now I send this out, and because the video is view only by default, anyone who clicks on the video the video will just play full screen. So it's just that easy to share the video out, right? I didn't have to export it to an MP4, figure out what to do with that file, figure out how to share it, right? It's just instantly shared. And if you're an editor of this and you click on it, it'll just bring you back into the application. But you can always just click play, and you'll get a full screen experience to just play the video. And so that's how easy it is to kind of break through the noise and tell engaging stories, and go from like having an idea to researching that idea and then turning that into a complete video in a lot less time than you might expect. All right, so that's all I have for today. It's pretty quick. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to address them. Did any questions come through on the...
I haven't seen any come through the poll yet, but if folks would like to post any questions to the Q&A, we'll be here within the channel for a few minutes. Otherwise, if there aren't, I'd say thanks everyone for joining in. Stay tuned. We'll have another series here coming up that we'll be looking to announce in the coming weeks. Yes, Vicky, a copy of the recording will be available. This also gets posted to our YouTube channel, so it'll be available there.
Can you make vertical videos? That's a good question. I don't know that you can do that.
Maybe we could try real quick.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about how
like where within the settings.
Yeah, like do we change the size of the stage, really? I haven't tried that. I can ask Gemini.
Yeah, it looks like it's saying that the Google Vids uses a specific aspect ratio, 9:16.
Oh, did you look that up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm seeing if we can change the aspect ratio. Potentially can from creating a new vid. Let me see. I'll look into it for a second.
It is currently listed as one of the limitations on Google Vids on the Google's website is does not support vertical format videos.
Yeah, I don't see a way to do it in here anyway.
Thanks, Jake.
So not yet. Right, this is landscape only right now.
I'm sure, though, that if that gets submitted enough as a feature request from Google, it's something they'll put in, especially considering the explosion in use of mobile apps for advertising.
I'm curious as to what it looks like on a mobile device. Like if you were to share this in your chat and the user was on their mobile device and they played it, they have to turn their mobile device to watch it, or would it auto adjust, right? So those are the kind of things we can test, see if it works. But you can't generate them that way. Not yet. Okay, cool. If there's no other questions, then we'll wrap this up. And look out for a follow-up email from me with link to the recording and some additional resource links that I can share with you. And if you have any questions, you can respond to that or reach out and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.